Welcome everyone to Things Around 8. Dear friends, in this video we will talk about why NATO sees artificial intelligence as a much greater challenge to its existence than Russia and China, and what the alliance is doing to try to prevent the birth of Skynet. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now and click on the notification bell so you don't miss any news. In the movie The Terminator, Cyberdyne, a North American technology company with large contracts with the Pentagon, developed a system with a very ambitious purpose: to concentrate and automate the entire decision-making process related to the country's defense. All information and intelligence reports would feed a system that, based on millions of variables, would make, completely autonomously, the most appropriate decision in terms of defense. This system, called Skynet, was turned on August 4, 1997, gaining self-awareness at 2:14 a.m. on the 29th of that same month. Upon realizing this, the human operators desperately tried to shut down the system, which Skynet interpreted as an external attack. To protect itself from this attack, the artificial intelligence launched an all-out nuclear attack against Russia, knowing that the Russians would respond in kind by launching their nuclear weapons against the United States. The result was the death of billions of people and the beginning of a war between humans and machines. This movie script is obviously science fiction, but there is indeed a risk of something similar happening. In fact, since the 1980s, a similar system has existed, operated by Russia and informally known as the Dead Hand. In the 1980s, at the height of the Cold War, shortly after President Reagan announced the Star Wars project, the Kremlin, in desperation, developed a system capable of automatically responding to a nuclear attack by the United States, even if the entire Soviet leadership, with all the main members of the chain of command, were killed as a result of this attack, hence the suggestive name of the system, the Dead Hand. The system is connected to radars and sensors spread throughout Russia, which constantly measure local radiation levels, temperatures, and earthquakes. If several sensors indicate high radiation levels, extreme temperatures, and earthquakes, the system will interpret this as nuclear detonations, deducing from this that Russia is under nuclear attack, and will automatically initiate the sequence of launching Russian nuclear missiles against pre-established targets in Europe and the United States. If this sequence is not interrupted by a member of the Russian high-ranking staff, then everyone is dead and the missiles must be launched. According to what is known, the system began operating in 1985 and is still active today, kept on standby in times of less tension, which means that, most likely, the Russian Dead Hand is activated right now. It is not exactly an artificial intelligence system, and the Russian system allows for human intervention. But with the impressive advancement of artificial intelligence and the automation of decision-making processes, many countries and organizations fear the emergence of systems like Skynet, with NATO being one of these organizations. This July, the alliance will hold a meeting in Washington, D.C., where, among other topics, the risks posed by artificial intelligence will be discussed. The alliance's work in this regard is already beginning to bear fruit in the form of Diana, a program that aims to accelerate innovation in defense at NATO, and that also involves innovations in the area of artificial intelligence and autonomous attack and defense systems, such as drones capable of hunting and attacking humans on the battlefield in a completely independent manner. According to experts, current technology already allows for the development of something along these lines, meaning that it is only a matter of time before drones, missiles, and of course, armored vehicles and even airplanes are seen on the battlefield, hunting and shooting at human soldiers in a completely autonomous manner, without any human operator having given the actual order to fire. According to retired Vice Admiral Mark Montgomery, who is involved in these NATO projects, Russia, and especially China, are committed to developing increasingly autonomous and advanced attack and defense systems. And that is why NATO must also develop equivalent means so as not to fall behind in this area. In an effort to contain the threat posed by autonomous military artificial intelligence systems from Russia and China, NATO and the United States are moving forward with programs to develop increasingly autonomous military artificial intelligence systems. Artificial intelligence is a technology with virtually unlimited potential, both for good and for evil. Therefore, if general rules and guidelines are not created to guide the use of this technology in defense, the human species effectively runs the risk of having to face a new and terrible type of threat in the future. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, Subscribe now and click on the notification bell so you don't miss any news.